Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Target Loot today for November 1st. The series that shows you the Target Loot map, farming tips and tricks, vendor reset highlights, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider pressing those subscribe and like buttons below. In the pinned comment, there are links to join my Discord and clan and support my channel, but we'll cover more of that at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and get started with the Dark Zones first, and the highlights from the vendors this week, then DC, and finally New York City Target Loot highlights last. Alright agents, so this is just your daily reminder to do your weekly SHD requisition for your first exotic cache and a guaranteed named item drop. And then your second exotic cache and named item drop comes from the summit. Complete it on any difficulty, and remember, this includes joining a group on floor 100 and just beating it. Then lastly, we got our weekly legendary mission, so that's Roosevelt Island this week. So yeah, just remember, try to use an assault turret striker drone build or an M1A build for that long range area in Roosevelt Island. Alright, let's check out what we got in the Dark Zones. Alright agents, now we're over here in the highlights for the Dark Zones area. So I'm going to start off real quick with a couple of highlights from the vendors. So over here at the clan, they got a mop. And it's rolled pretty well. What I would do is just re-roll steady-handed for it's called Close and Personal, the talent Close and Personal. And yeah, that would be worth picking up at the clan vendor. Otherwise, in DZ West, we got True Patriot. There's no DZ exclusive that's True Patriot, but you can buy a pair of Death Grips at the DZ West vendor for 117k armor, 10% armor on kill, and status effects. Over here in the DZ South, we got Negotiator's Dilemma. Once again, no DZ exclusive to farm for, but at the DZ South vendor, they are selling a Door Kicker's Knock with Perfect Spark, and it's rolled with weapon damage, weapon handling, and headshot damage. And then lastly, at DZ East, we have nothing at the vendor. 511 Tactical, you can actually farm for the Death Grips. So if you're looking for a pair of Death Grips and the DZ West vendor doesn't have a good enough roll for you, or it's rolled with armor and you need weapon damage or something, then definitely hit up DZ East today. Now remember, all named items cost 152 DZ resources, and to get those DZ resources, you have to deconstruct the loot in your contaminated bag and then extract them while you're roaming the Dark Zone. Alright, let's check out the north side. Alright agents, so starting off with the highlights for the north side, I'm going to show you guys the invaded missions for this week first off. So that's, I believe, it's Camp White Oak, I think. Lincoln Memorial. And then we got Jefferson Plaza, Capitol Building Stronghold, and Space Administration HQ. It's not Camp White Oak. And then lastly, Tidal Basin after everything. Alright, so for the target loot, we got Walker Harrison Co. at Camp White Oak. You can farm for the Chain Killer chest piece with the perfect Headhunter talent on it. This is how you do headshot builds. So if you're going to farm for, a headshot build, that's a piece that you always have to wear for your chest piece. And then yeah, second, we got assault rifles at Coney Island Amusement Park. You can get the exotic Chameleon, which is an amazing weapon on so many different builds. And then you can get the Maniac named Military AKM, the Burnout named FAMAS. Or if you just want a list of the best assault rifles in the game, there's the FAMAS, the Military AKM, the Carbine 7, the Police M4, and the G36 variants. Lastly, we got submachine guns at Manning National Zoo, so you can farm for the two exotic SMGs in this game, the Lady Death and the Chatterbox. If you don't have the Chatterbox, if you haven't gotten it from the quest, I will put a guide video in the top right card now to show you how to get the Chatterbox very quickly. The Dark Winter and the Apartment are DZ exclusives, so you cannot get them in the light zone, but you can get the Safety Distance with Perfect Outsider and the Swap Chain. Kinley College is open for another day if you want to go check it out. And then yeah, Summit, you pick your own targeted loot. So let's go check out what we got on the west side now. Alright agents, now we're over here on the west side target loot highlights, and I'll just get started off with the gear sets like I did last video. I think that's working out better, but comment below if you guys, give me some feedback on how I'm doing it with the new gear set system, please. So we got Future Initiative here at West End. Remember, Future Initiative chest and backpack do not drop outside of the Iron Horse raid, and that goes with Foundry Bulwark chest and backpack as well. This is great for healer builds running 4 pieces, and if you don't have the chest or chest or backpack for Future Initiative, just run a chest piece that's Alp Summit with Empathetic Resolve. Next up, we got Tip of the Spear at Bank HQ. That's like I always say, that's niche. Please comment below if you got a Tip of the Spears build. It's a really specialization build for raids and just kind of, niche stuff in this game. And Foundry Bulwark at Tidal Basin, that's an armor regen build. You want to run 3 or 4 pieces. The chest and backpack are tied behind the Iron Horse raid. Eclipse Protocol at Lincoln Memorial, you want to run that 4 pieces with with an Imperial Dynasty holster, or the Vile Mask. Those are amazing with 1 piece of Golon gear. And then lastly, we got Aces and Eights at DARPA Research Labs. Just run 3 pieces of Aces and Eights with the Perfect Headhunter Chain Killer chest piece and 2 pieces of Heralda Holding, which you can farm for in West Atomic Park today. Next up, we got light machine guns at Roosevelt Island. That's the exotic Bullet King and the exotic Pestilence, which they're both worth farming for sure. And I got a couple of Pestilence builds I'll put in the top right card right now as well. Otherwise, you can get some named LMGs like the Good Times with Perfect Fast Hands, my probably personal favorite, the new Reliable, the Carnage, the Sleipnir, which you can craft at the White House, and then of course the Quiet Roar. Now we got shotguns at Potomac Event Center. Now you can get the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun, but I don't really ever run it on any of my builds, and they're fairly easy to get in my opinion. Otherwise, you can get one of the 3 best shotguns in the game. First off, that's the Mop with 10% armor on kill. Second is the Custom M8 70, and finally the Marine Super 90. Now we got knee pads at Constitutional Hall. Now here's the exotic and named knee pads. The Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads, Fox's Prayer knee pads, and the Sawyer's knee pads. All 3 are highly worth farming for, so it would be a good thing to farm for them today if you need them. You got 3 control points to farm right here. Alright agents, next up we got Downtown West area with masks. So there's the exotic and named masks, which are the Coyote's Mask, the Coyote's Mask, the Vile Mask, and then the Punch Drunk Mask, and that one gives you 20% headshot damage baked right into it. And you got Douglas and Harding over here at DUA today, which I would farm for instead of Mask if you're just looking for that Punch Drunk Mask. Last 2 items on the list are Overlord at the White House. You can get the Fox's Prayer knee pads with 8% damage to targets out of cover baked right into it. That's multiplicative damage, the best type of damage in this game, and you don't have to run it with rifles all the time because it's just that important to have that much multiplicative damage on your build. And then lastly, we got Providence Defense at DCD HQ. This is where you can farm for the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon, amplifying all your damage by 30%, but amplifying all your incoming damage by 60%. Otherwise, just get a better roll that you might need or something that you're missing. Otherwise, let's go check out what we got on the East Side Target Loot highlights. Alright agents, now we're over here on the East Side Target Loot highlights right before New York City. So let's do what we did before, just knock out the gear sets. We got Strikers at Downtown East. I never recommend Strikers. If you want to comment in the comment section below and let me know if you use 3-piece Strikers, 4-piece Strikers, and how you use it, and if it's any good, please let me know. I haven't tried it in multiple title updates. And then we got Hardwired at East Mall. So you usually want to run 3 pieces with a 2-piece Hanayu, 1-piece Wyvernware for an Assault Turret Striker Drone build. And then there's also a 4-piece variant that you can run, for Seeker Mines. Otherwise, that's the gear sets in this area. Let's go back up to regular stuff. So we got gloves at Grand Washington Hotel. That's the BTSU gloves and the Contractor's gloves, which give you 8% damage to armor. And that is really good on LMG builds, probably mandatory. We got chest pieces at Jefferson Trade Center. So you can get 2 exotic chest pieces. That's the Tardigrade, and then of course the Ridgeway's Pride. But you have to have completed the project. Now, if you're in a group with someone that has completed the project, like myself, and it drops, you can share it with that person, and then they will complete the project and have it. Next up, we got Hanayu at Viewpoint Museum. That's the Force Multiplier backpack with perfect combined arms. That's an extra 30% skill damage every 3 seconds that you shoot and land the hit. Holsters over here at Capitol Building Stronghold. So the exotic and named ones are the Imperial Dynasty holster, the Dodge City holster, and the Forge holster. All 3 of them are worth farming for if you need them, and they all have great builds behind them. Especially the Imperial Dynasty holster with 4 pieces of Eclipse Protocol, 1-piece Golon gear, and then of course the Dodge City holster is really great as well. We got Badger Tough at Southwest. You can farm for the 0F's chest piece with Perfect Unbreakable. Excellent chest piece, and I highly recommend it. And the gear system mods at Space Admin. If you need to get your maxed out, God rolled stuff, mods, then run it on Heroic today and you should be able to get something to drop. That's pretty much it for this area. Let's go check out what we got in the New York City Target Loot highlights last. Alright, agents, we're over here lastly at New York City Target Loot highlights. So starting off with the gear sets, we got Ongoing Directive at Financial District. So this one's great for your bleed build. You can run it with or without Ridgeway's Pride. And like I always say, go check out Identity. He's got a great build video on it, and he's a great guy. Second up, we got Hunter's Fury at Wall Street. Everyone knows Hunter's Fury. Grab 4 pieces with weapon damage and crit hit chance or crit hit damage, and mix it with a memento, and it's absolutely amazing. Now we do got Gila, I think it's called Gila Guard, over here at Liberty Island for all you shield build users. And then of course rifles over here at the Tombs. So remember, you can get the Diamondback and Merciless as the exotic rifles. Otherwise, it's pretty much only worth farming for the classic M1A. And you want to put one of the best rifle damage talents on it, which is Boomerang, Rifleman, or Ranger. And that's pretty much it. You guys know what Sokolov Concern is. Fenris, of course, for assault rifle damage. I mean, if you guys need to farm for it, it's here. The open world NYC bosses have a chance for the Lady Death to drop. You know, Riker's missions have a chance for Bullet King to drop. Cleaners, they have a chance for the Imperial Dynasty to drop. Sorry about that. Alright, agents, well that was the Target Loot for today. I hope you guys had a happy Halloween, and thank you guys for watching, and be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed my content. If you would like to become a member for support and exclusive perks, click the join button below. That would be very, very awesome. I appreciate it so much, and shout out to all my loyal, awesome channel members. You can also grab some Shadow Gaming merch by clicking the link in the pinned comment and video description below. I got tons of items to grab up and lower prices across the board. So there's much lower prices than they originally were. I lowered everything down. You can also support me on alt tech like Patreon or Subscribestar. But really, if you're still watching this video right now, thank you. That's truly the best way to support me, is just watching the video to the end and whitelist me on your ad blocker. Take care, agents, and be sure to stay tuned for more daily Division 2 content. This is Agent Shadow signing off. I will see you in the next video. Take care, agents.
Take care, Asian.
Congratulations!